and standing. And if the numbers were not in order, we were standing some more and beating some more, okay? Now, those that were the smallest, shortest, skinniest, we tried to put them in the back. But the Germans are not stupid.
For sure.
And you know, it was not because they didn't, we couldn't look at them. We went back. We were in quarantine because they were not afraid to kill us. This is fine, not sickness. So they very much that somebody shouldn't have some disease that they mistook when we came in. So we were in quarantine, sitting, doing, crying, not sitting, crying, okay? And I tell you what was our best thing. We were exchanging recipes. Oh, did we cook that and bake? You know? What we ate at home, what we ate, what we will eat when we get back home, okay? One girl, she didn't know, she was a secretary at home, she didn't know how to cook, neither did I had no recipes. And she was keeping always the same recipe. He said, enough already, we know this already, say something else, you know. And I was reciting poems. I came from the gymnasium. You said, sanity. You had to keep, you know, the roads have to move.
Your father was in Plasha?
My father was in Plasha. That's what the last time they saw him. Thank you.
Do you have all these memories in writing? Do you have all these memories in writing?
No, it's here. It's unbelievable. It's here.
When you came to the United States, what did you do, you and your sister?
But my sister
Your
was
sister
here
came
before.
first, but what
I tell you, we went to work. My husband, we came Thursday, and Sunday he was working already
What did he do?
as a carpenter. And I did electrolysis. And you know what is electrolysis? And if the appointment was 9 at night, I took 9 at night. I wanted to stay home, not work outside. I worked at home because I wanted, you know, I should be home when he comes home. Okay? We worked. That's all.
Did you come to New York or something?
New York. Because we had here, my mother-in-law was here already, and my brother-in-law was here, 2 brothers-in-laws, and a good Jew goes to New York.
And where do you live now?
In Queens Forest Hills.
What was your first impression of the Statue of Liberty when you saw the statue?
I have to tell you, now or then? Then I have to tell you, we were here maybe in 2 weeks when my brother-in-law took us to the Statue of Liberty. Honestly, I mean it. And when they say we kiss the floor, we kiss the floor. We kiss the floor. I tell you, we were doing volunteer work with this lady there in a school, okay? And we had like 30, this has nothing to do, I never finished with you. And this has nothing to do with Auschwitz or anything. And we had 30 words, and we had to rule them according what is the most important for us. The first was family, the first was freedom. The first was family, and second was freedom. And the children that we were with, why? I said, because we lost freedom. You only know what it is when you don't have it, you know? So that Statue of Liberty, very important. And I tell you something, we cruised a lot. And when we move from New York, you see Statue of Liberty, it still makes us look. You know something, I think we are more patriotic than those that were born here. And I mean it, I said it now, 4th of July. It means something to me. I'm saying Hungarian or Slovak, they can do, they kicked us out, I am not.
They never wanted you.
No, why? They don't want me. Here, I hope they want me.
When you arrived in Auschwitz, when were you made aware of the crematoria, or did you hear about it right away?
Oh, we saw it right away.
But you understood?
I have to tell you, no, when I was going, you know, and the couple, I asked, what is this? Pointing. And he said, your parents are going there up in smoke. And I said, why can't you lie? Because he said, because I want you to be adjusted to it and forget what happened was before
Who told
and
you?
can't say. The couple that was leading us.
The
I said,
Jew-
why?
They're Jewish.
The one in the striped uniform. And I tell you, the striped uniforms were very good. We never had striped uniforms. That was good. We had clothes just thrown at us. One day, because we went occasionally for disinfection, right? And we were full of lice, so we got other clothing. And one day I got, because the Theresienstadt, the Czech group came, and they thought that they are going to have a very good life in Theresia. So they have a crepe black evening dress. I got it, lucky me. And I was standing, and the dress, it was raining, and the dress was shrinking, and I had crepes shrinking, and I had no underwear, and I had to pull down the dress, and it tore, and I got beating because I was destroying German property.
Oh my God.
Okay.
Were you able to participate in any of the German pension funds or the?
Yes, yes.
You were able to?
Yes, yes. I get Gesundheitsschaden. This is because I was, after sickness, yes, I do.
Because of sickness?
Yeah, yeah.
And how about all?
And I tell you something, when I went, I had to go to the German doctor,
Oh, you had to prove-
and you said sanity, and I don't fake, but when he asked me questions, I couldn't answer anything. I just cried and cried and cried, and I am not a crybaby. But then I cried. I came home, I said to my husband, I lost everything because I was behaving that I didn't say. He answered a question, I couldn't answer.
But you got it.
From my nerves.
Does everybody get
Here
an
you go.
equal amount?
What?
Does everybody get equal
No,
amounts? Have you
no,
spoken to other survivors?
No, not everybody gets the same.
Can I ask you a question?
Yes,
I thought that in the communist countries,
yes.
the Jews didn't get
They are
reparations.
getting now,
Now,
and I don't know if you read it, and I shouldn't badmouth, but it's in the paper. $53 million was stolen. Because stolen by Jews, and I have to say Russian Jews. Okay. But they are Russian Jews. Whatever,
where did they steal
It's
it
all-
from?
Well, because they made false statements that they very
They're going,
very
they're going,
care, blah,
you're
blah,
right.
blah. Okay, I was in there. I have to tell you something, guys. My sister doesn't get. She has the, why?
Why?
Because her husband, he should rest in peace, he said, he doesn't need German money.
Yeah, I know some, I have
Okay.
a client, the same thing.
And
my
then,
husband said
now
the
that
same
she has children and grandchildren and whatever, and she, it's too late.
thing. Now they regret it.
It's too late.
Yeah, too
Right,
late.
I read
But
that.
her husband said, no, yes, you cannot buy, but why should I get it from them? Why should I leave it to them?
Absolutely.
Okay. Yes, I do get German money, yes, I do. And it comes here very handy.
Sure.
Yes, grandchildren, yes, God bless them, yes.
And how about all the unclaimed assets of
Okay, so I
Jews?
tell you, we
Like your
had,
family, your
okay, so I
home,
tell you,
your.
we had life insurance at home. My father, every time a child was born, 3 of us, he made life insurance. Okay,
Wow.
okay. But I had no proof. I right away when I came back, I knew about it. I was the son by my parents, and I knew more than my sister. I was the oldest, never mind. I went right away, it was from Generali. They said, no, you don't have papers, blah, 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 nothing. One day I am sitting in Yad Vashem, and there came Eisenstadt. He was in charge of this now, 15 years ago.
Yeah?
And they went down to look at an exhibit, and one of them stayed there, and I was talking to him, and I told him, I said, give me your name. And then a few months later, I got back $10,000. Okay, I said, where is my son said? Where is the interest rate? I should be happy that you got that. I called up and my sister and I said, you're never going to believe it. I'll give you now $5,200 over the cash.
That was from the insurance company.
Yeah. Oh, my grandparents, we lived in a building. My grandparents had a house.
Mhm.
Well, I was not even 18 years old, a big house. I sold it. I was cheated as well as I could. How could an 18-year-old girl send something?
But your uncle was there, your aunt was there.
No. This was from the other side, and
I
he was
see.
something else. This one from my father's side, that was from my mother's side. And there's a distance, yes, okay. We had something to start with.
When you
We had
came
some
here,
money.
when you came here.
No, when we were still there, yes. So we had some money. Okay.
And the money
You wanna
was, the
continue?
money was good?
Yes.
If you can.
Yes, I can. So, where was I? Yeah, so after 3 weeks, they took us in another camp, okay? And then we went already to work. I was working in a quarry. Thanks to that, my back, I had spinal surgery, my back is very bad. I am using, but now it's also age, I had everything. And I was working in a quarry, carrying huge stones from here to there, doing nothing, not building, just for the fun of it. And if you didn't do the quota, everything quota. You didn't do the quota, you were beaten. And when we went out of the camp, like you know, the 7 little dwarfs, singing, happy, happy, happy. And when you see that there is music sometimes in our, yes, music was next to us. And we came back with music. How happy can you be? You are working.
You were ordered to sing?
Yes, sure.
You were ordered to
Yes,
sing?
but what do you think I'm going to sing there? I barely.
There was an orchestra in Auschwitz.
Yes, yes.
Why did they want you to sing?
Because we had to be happy.
So you performed?
No, we didn't perform just when we
Well,
were
if you didn't
walking
perform,
out, marching out. We could barely lift our feet, but we were singing.
Part of the torture,
Yeah.
part of the torture.
You have no idea what they taught, how they can torture us. Okay? Like I tell you, Yom Kippur, we were fasting. Okay? Not me, my person, my sister, myself.
How did you know Yom Kippur?
Somebody knew. You see, I have to tell you something. We were there ladies, like 30 years old ladies, because at 30 you were old there, right?
You went at 17 and you were still there at 30?
No,
No,
somebody
no,
else.
no.
Somebody
Oh,
there.
somebody else.
And they knew some dates, you know. And the Germans knew very well it's Yom Kippur, they gave us more food.
On Yom
And,
Kippur.
oh, sure, Arab Yom Kippur. And they said, we cannot fast because we are not going to be strong enough. We have to eat. And then we hid our food, but I hate to say that it was stolen by the next inmates, because when you are hungry, you are starved, it's another moral, you know? It's different. So we were working.
How long were you in Auschwitz? For how
7
long?
months. Till December, and I was there from May to December. Very hard, very hard.
They weren't taken till the last minute.
We were there, I tell you, I know people that were working in work camps. No picnic either, but they were more food like where, oh, I tell you something interesting. Where I was liberated, Salzwedel, okay, that was a work camp. But when we arrived already to Salzwedel, I arrived in Salzwedel in the beginning of April. I was liberated April 14. I arrived in April. We already had, my group had no strength already, nothing. We just couldn't stand, we couldn't do anything. But the girls that were working there, they were working for, again, some radio or whatever. And there were these red beads. So from red beads, they had sugar, okay? They were much better off than us. We had no strength whatsoever, okay? And they had connections with the French POWs, And they told them, the army is very near, hold on, and that's that.
But someone told you when you were in Auschwitz that it was Yom Kippur?
Yes, somebody told us that is Yom Kippur, yes.
How did you survive the death march?
How did I so? I'm here. Says, you know something, I tell you, I'm always saying to here also, I think that I was born with 50% willpower and the other 50 I made myself. I forced myself. I'm not giving up.
Have you ever wanted to write a book about your life story?
You know, there is this book about me, and there are many things about me, about opera, and look, this I have to tell you, this is another book, and this you have to see. These are the pictures that we found, the three of us.
Oh, in that photo studio.
How many children do you have?
I have one son, this is my only child, yes.
And how many grandchildren do you have?
2 grandsons, and beautiful great-grandchildren.
Great-grandchildren?
Oh, yes. The joy of our lives, you can hear. And this is the book, The Promise.
Let me see.
So when
So
you,
your youngest sister, because of her age,
Yes,
she was taken
yes,
away.
yes. And this is,
Is this a book for children?
yes, it is.
Wonderful.
It's a beautiful book.
Beautiful.
It's a beautiful, beautiful book. And it's available. I can give you the address where this lady is. I think I didn't forget, maybe it's inside.
We're talking about fasting on Yom Kippur. Were there other girls that knew what
Yes,
Yom
yes,
Kippur
they're there. Yes, they're there. You know, I have to tell you something. We were there, the last people that came to Auschwitz, so to speak, okay? And we had a religious upbringing. And, you know, we said, I'm saying it today, we were there as Jews, let's prove that we are Jews, okay? And God will help. I don't know anybody that died there, I mean, my group, I'm always speaking just what I saw, not for everybody else. I don't know anybody that died there from that day. What am I going to tell you?
so
Now it's hard to fast.
Of course. I mean,
Yeah.
when you hear today about Darfur or about other Rwanda and
Yeah,
the
you
world,
cannot compare. I am sorry, I am very sorry, and it's terrible that they are killing people, okay, but the Holocaust is unique. You know what is Moichel Toives? Okay, I wish we wouldn't be unique, but the Holocaust is unique, you cannot compare. I feel very bad. You know, I have to tell you something. I feel very bad when a child dies that didn't do anything, and now multiplied by 6 million. Okay. You know, when I was in Yad Vashem, and visitors came, I always tell them, and Har Herzl is not far, I always told them, go to Har Herzl and look at the graves, and you will see 21, 23, 19 killed. That's why we have Israel. And Baruch Hashem, that's the important.
We wouldn't have Israel if not the
Israel.
Holocaust.
Yes.
That's what they
Possibly,
say.
yes, yes.
How many languages do you speak?
Well, hopefully English, and Hungarian, and Slovak, and German, and passable Hebrew. But I have to tell you, where I was born, we spoke 3 languages, most everybody. In that. German we spoke because we had a German governess, and we spoke German. We didn't speak Yiddish by us. But Hungarian and Slovak, everybody spoke. Because we were always interchanged. I am saying I'm a wandering Jew staying in one place. My father was born in Austro-Hungarian monarchy. I was born in Czechoslovakia. I was deported from Hungary. I came back to Czechoslovakia, and now it's a Slovak Republic. We are staying in the same place. Okay.
Is there a network?
Maybe that's why I am adaptable, you know?
Is there a network or a way that you can connect with other survivors for Shabbat?
I don't have
or-
to network. We know each other. I tell you, when we came back, we had to, our friends had to be survivors.
Yeah.
Because somebody else couldn't understand us. First of all, I didn't know what is Thanksgiving. I didn't know any of these things. What is that? Right? I know Yom Kippur, I don't know Thanksgiving. Now I know what is Thanksgiving and I celebrate and I'm grateful. But we didn't know these things. My son went to a school where practically everybody was a survivor's child. So, we find each other.
You were never afraid to speak out.
No, I have a big mouth.
No, seriously.
And now that I am old, I can say anything.
No,
There is benefit of being old.
there were people who didn't speak out for years and years and years.
Or speak out about this?
Yes.
Oh, okay. So I tell you something. When my son was growing up, we spoke very little about it because it was very near. We, and I speak about all of us, we didn't want it to break down and have a mother. I am not hysterical, but maybe some are, right? And I'm very lucky I have no nightmares, never had. Okay? But then the second generation, after 20 years, there's a distance, okay? And I tell you something else. When we came, we were busy, we had to work. We had no time to go to meetings and speak and do and this. We had to make a living. So, and then, it's very interesting. We are in war now. You cannot open a newspaper. Holocaust, this, that. Books, everybody's writing a book. I don't want to write a book. It's enough if they're writing about me. I was interviewed on Channel 7.
Why don't you want to write a book? You're such an interest.
There are plenty books. There are plenty books. I'm not into them. No. Another story. Another story. Yes, I was hungry. I was beaten. And then what?
How did you cope with the hygiene, with the lack of hygiene?
You know, when we arrived in May, end of May, and the first hot shower I got when we were going out of Auschwitz already, and we arrived to a bombed building, and there was hot shower. And I have to tell you, we had no food, but we had hot shower. I will never forget it. That was heaven. Heaven. Yes.
How do you I heard you mention that we have Israel now. How do do you ever rationalize why the Holocaust happened? Do you ever try to
I
come
said
up with
here,
yeah.
if you would understand, it wouldn't be good. You cannot understand this. This is an enigma. This is a question. Who should I ask? I can ask myself. I can talk to myself. Very boring. I don't understand.
Well, the reason I ask is I have a very close friend. Most of his family was lost. And I wish he was here today, to be honest with you. And he doesn't believe in God because he can't rationalize the Holocaust. He said if there's a God out there that allows this to happen, then I don't want him.
I said before, a little baby dies, didn't do anything. Can you rationalize with that? Now multiply it 6 million, okay? Is there a reason why this little baby died? No. There's no reason why 6 million. You cannot rationalize with this. Period. And that's what it is.
So just accept and move on?
Do I have a choice?
No choice.
Climb the wall? No. No.
And remember.
Okay. We have to speak about it. They shouldn't die in vain. They were martyrs. I have to accept. I had to accept when I was diagnosed with lung cancer. I didn't smoke. So what do I do now? Who do I blame? Okay, I know who to blame, but that's another story.
Who do you blame?
My husband, but he didn't want to kill me.
Oh,
2.5, 3 packs a day, yes, second-hand smoke. But I tell you, he didn't want to kill me.
What would your message be, especially younger ones are here?
Yeah, you
and-
know something when they are asking about God? You have to believe emuna, emuna, emuna with everything. Because otherwise they ask, am I bitter? No, what would I achieve? I would make everybody bitter around me. Nobody would talk to me. There are young people that are talking to me. I have to say they like me. And if I vibe with a bitter old woman, you would say, leave her alone. So, am I better off now? Yeah.
I think it's fascinating what you mentioned, and I think that we picked up on it, because even though in a time of emergency, of course, if you have no strength, you're allowed to eat on Yom Kippur, but the fact that you and your sisters stayed through and didn't eat on Yom Kippur, what was your feeling? I mean, you didn't have to prove to anybody. Your parents, for sure, you were young, and you did it for yourself.
You know something? I don't have to prove anything, nothing to anybody. Because I believe in Olam Haba. And ultimately, I am taking my height, and what do I know what will be there? And they will say, Eva, you were a pretty good girl. Okay, you go here, if not, then you go there. So I rationalize with myself, That's what it is.
have you ever spoken at the Holocaust Museum in Glen Cove?
Yeah.
Someone else did too.
Why, when the first time you went to Israel, how did you feel?
Very happy. Very happy. We were over 60 times, and then I stopped counting in Israel. We were going back and forth. We have a large family there, okay? I speak practically every day. You know where I had a phone call from today? You know who called today? Ilana.
Oh.
You know where she is? In Majdanek. She says, yeah. She says, I'm calling. Ilana, where are you? In Majdanek. Okay? She was making, yeah. But I have young friends. Because I'm not bitter.
No, but you were still in Europe when 1948, when Israel
Yes,
got independence.
oh yes. Elated, no words. No, I cannot tell you. And I tell you something else. My husband was working for the Haganah. Okay? So, I wasn't married to him yet, but I knew about it, so it was a great achievement. It was a miracle. And you always, yes, I have to tell you, this week is a very heavy week. I was Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, I came from 8:30 in the morning, I left the house, I came on 7 at night. I was in the Holocaust, in the Heritage Museum. We had a seminar of Russians, how they behaved during the Holocaust. What they did, what they didn't know, what they hid, what they didn't, So we were speaking about all these things. And Israel, how are they connected with Israel? How they behaved. I have to tell you a funny story I told the rabbi. The Russians, the Jews were persecuted, We know Stalin, right? So one of the speakers said, Stalin has to have a tree in the street of the righteous Gentiles because he sent Jews to Siberia and they were out of harm to Hitler. Okay? So it got a good laugh. You can laugh for many things, even in Stalin.
So humor was a part of the sanity, I guess. That's one of the answers here.
Yeah.
But there was
A
some
personal
Russians.
question for you. Do you ever have bad dreams at night?
She said
No
no.
bad dreams?
No, please.
Bad dreams.
No bad
No, I
dreams.
told, I have no, Baruch Hashem, no, I am blessed. I tell you, my friend, she had nightmares. Her husband had to wake her up because she was screaming, she was soaking wet. Okay, no. Do I think about it?
Obviously.
Yes. very, and you know something, the older I get, the more I think about it. I have to say that, okay?
The Russians were very angry at the Germans for
Yes.
killing the Jews.
Yeah, but they made the
But
pact
they-
with Ribbentrop.
I know,
Okay.
but they were very angry over the slaughter of the Jews. And then they did a whole turnaround.
Oops.
Stalin, no, they were very angry
Oh,
over
really?
the
Why did you
massacre
kill
of
them?
the Jews.
Yeah, but then
No,
they
no,
They were angry
and
because they gave them the word they would start up with them, and then they
Excuse me.
start up with them.
Right.
And they went, and when there were the trial from the doctors, and
Yes.
all that thing. You know, I tell you something, I am living history, whether I like it or not. Because I remember all these things.
It's unbelievable.
And even as a child, my father was a big newspaper reader. So am I. 6:15 in the morning, I have my New York Times by the door. And at 6:16, I am reading it, okay? I remember these things. Even as a child, I remember. So, where does it get me here?
That's right. It's important to everybody.
So I think it's
You're
important.
a very important person.
Yes. Where am I going to-
Very good.
Any more questions? First, I want to thank you for making the time and effort
You are
coming
an
down
amazing person.
You
and
are
giving us
amazing.
Thank you so much.
inspiration instead of coming and feeling gloom. Actually, inspired by what you've gone through and
You are just so good
the
at
way you-
advising women.
Advising women about women.
Women,
You know.
on the mundane things that they worry about and that stop them, that stop them in their lives, and for you to speak your story, but more so just to give them really straight guidance.
You have to
You would be
decide.
so good at that.
You have to decide what you want to be. Okay? You have to make a decision. You want to make everybody miserable around you. I have to tell you, my two grandsons, my sons, you know how today my granddaughter by marriage, she always finishes, I love you, everybody. Today she says to me, I love you very much, Sabda. And I know you'll be successful, but she called me anyway before you. Okay, she's a granddaughter by marriage, I spoke to her twice, 3 times a week. My grandsons, everybody. Because I'm not catching in French.
And finish what you were saying, that you have to decide what you want to be in your life.
Yes, yes,
You want to make everybody miserable.
You want to be like, it's not like I'm, but I want to be a decent person.
You know, you're very strong and
Yes, I
you're
am.
smart, but you were also, there's a little bit of luck involved in your survival. And-
Excuse me, I'm saying, they say, how did you survive? Luck. Mina Shamayim, I had luck. And I had luck, plain luck. Yes, I didn't do anything special that, yes. You know, later, my hair at one time, it was blonde and blue-eyed. And you know, the SS, they didn't like blonde and blue-eyed people because they reminded them, how could a Jew has to be a big nose, I have a big nose. But have to be like, so,
You need a nose job.
no. If I didn't do it until now, I don't think I'm going to do it.
Your nose is not big, that's for sure.
So they could have just shot me because I'm blonde and blue-eyed. How dare you? How dare you? You know, I tell you something, when I was in camp, there were the Polish people and they came to me, Pani Polityczka, Pani Spolska, Pani are you, Pani, it would be me. Yeah, because they thought that I'm not Jewish, I'm Polish. In spite of